Good evening, folks. After a very long time, isn't it? Yes, I'm just thinking what to tell you all today. It's been high time since we've met. Okay, I'm just being exposed to you through small reels and songs as such. But I thought of telling you a story today. The weather is apt for it. It's cool weather. Tied up with a lot of work, so I was thinking, time to frighten you all and tell you a chilling story. A story which is really true, not made up. Factuals, I'm talking about. Many years ago, many years ago, when I traveled, I'm a traveler, When I came back from my holidays from the Gulf, and I was traveling to a particular place in Nepal, and from a very early age, I loved, to go on trekking, a bit of mountaineering. So in this trip, I never went with family. I just gone with a couple of friends, and we decided to go to the other part of Nepal, a place which was well less frequented by any tourist or foreigners, because we hated the crowds, too many crowds. And when you go on for a holiday, especially in the hills, you love to be alone, okay, to enjoy the serenity of the neighboring hills. And so we decided to go to that particular place. It is called Raja Rani, and from there you go up to Hile, Basantpur. We traveled by train, and then we got a road from Kakadvita. It took us 7 days, to travel up. And this is when the story begins. Chilling weather, very cold, and by 4:30 it's pitch dark all over. You cannot see a thing. That's the best part of it. Again, we start off early in the morning. The very first day, we went through a lot of turmoil because all of us are the same age group and not the young selves that we were many years back. But anyhow, we started off slowly, and we started trekking around 12 noon. It was around 4:30, quarter to 5, that we came to a halt. There was no one around us, no house also. In fact, we were very unlucky the very first day. But thank God we had some tents, and we made a sort of base camp where we three friends took some rest. But again, the fright of wild animals and many things that cannot be seen in the dark. But we had no option. So we set up a base camp, and we had some eatable things with us. Water also was there. So it was not much of a problem. All of us were resting, we were very tired, and it was around, if I'm not wrong, around 10ish at night is when my sleep broke. It still broke because of an unusual sound. My other three friends, they were snoring, dead tired. But I'm a light sleeper. I got up. I got up and was thinking, what can it be? so late at night, maybe an animal, wild animal. So we had to be on guard. So I got up and came out of the tent. There was nothing to be seen, but an unusual noise coming from the bushes far away. Curiosity killed the cat, and I thought it best to go back to my tent. So I went back to the tent, but sleep going on, and this unusual sound, the trinkets, tingling sound, as if someone was running around the tent, could be heard constantly. I assumed it must be some insect at night because it's the hills, you can expect anything in the hills. So I never took it so seriously. But as I was trying to sleep, the sound was coming deeper and deeper and deeper, as if someone was coming very near, very close to us. Couldn't take it anymore. And I woke up my friends, who got started because I just shook them up from their sleep. They jumped up and they could hear the sound themselves. All sat still. Then suddenly, that the zip tape you have in the tents, it just opened out and a gust of wind with it. In a moment, all of us just fell unconscious. It was in the early parts of the morning, around 5 or 6, that our sleep broke. And believe me or not, every one of us, our body was aching like as if someone had really given us a good flogging at night. And we had marks on our bodies. Marks of, like if you slap anyone, you see those 5-finger marks all on our bodies. We got very petrified. But nothing could stop us from going. So we packed up fast and we started moving. Moving. When we met, an old folk on the way. And I just couldn't keep it to myself. And I went and spoke to that old lady and told her what happened at that particular place where we wanted. So she saw me and she got scared and told us to go back. But we were determined and we carried on. This time we made sure that we locate someone's house and not stay in the open. After a couple of hours, we were lucky enough to get a hut and we stayed the night over there. In the hut, while having dinner with these folks over there, these villagers, we took up the topic of last night. As they heard it, they told us in Nepalese, try to get out as soon as possible from this place. And that hospitality that they were showing to us suddenly changed. They somewhat became hostile towards us. The entire night is like as if someone was staring at us. Again, that same story, 10 at night, that same sound of the trinklets, as if it was following us. All of us were petrified, including those people in the hut, because they could hear it distinctly. And believe me or not, at that part of the night, so cold it was, they threw us out and told us that they couldn't take the trouble on themselves because of us. We were very shocked. What went wrong? What did we do to disturb this unknown entity? Out in the cold, around 1 in the morning, under the beautiful moonlight, we sat down helplessly one part of the hill, covered up with a shawl, trying to break the boat. It is then that we decided that we are not going to carry on and let's go back, because life is dearer than anything else. We were waiting for the sun to rise, and it did rise. We packed our bags and we just rushed for the plains. Believe me, my friends, when we reached the plains, all of us were so sick for a week, getting these, nightmares, getting these body pains, and feeling the presence of some entity around us. After a lot of praying and visiting the churches, visiting mass, talking to the priest, we got relieved of what seemed something very unusual. So the hills have eyes. I wanted to share this with you all, and this is not a made-up story. It is a fact. So this was the second time that I had gone to Nepal. The first time when I was very young, and this lingers with me, and I always think about it. So when we talk about the hills and the mountains and trekking, I think twice. Yeah, it should not be happening again with anybody else. So whenever you go for trekking, especially in the hills, late at night, make sure that you have a proper shelter and take care. Good night, my dear friends. Good night.